Welcome to the IREL podcast. Are you sick and tired of real estate gurus pitching their next pre-construction deal only to find out years later they were completely wrong? Worried the next overseas conference you spend thousands to attend will only be used to sell overpriced lots in deserted developments? Join thousands of other international real estate seekers who are looking for their place in paradise without the sales pitch. Straight from your host, Taylor White.
Hey everybody, and welcome to the Week 1 episode of the IREL podcast. I'm your host, Taylor White. Head on over to irelpodcast.com/week 1 for complete show notes. We have a direct and quick-hitting show today with yours truly, and I really want to pull back the kimono and give you some personal thoughts on this week's episodes, some behind-the-scenes information you didn't hear, and get your completely honest thoughts on our show's format. On Monday, in the What If episode, you heard from me breaking down the bigger picture in overseas real estate with a general theme of being prepared and what to expect from the on-the-ground insiders in future episodes. On Tuesday, in episode 1, you heard from Mike Vuytowecz about real estate in Coronado, Panama, and he shared with us his vast insights about Coronado specifically, as well as his general outlook on Panama. What you didn't hear from Mike is that for a second year running, Mike and his team were voted Panama's #1 real estate agency by one of Panama's largest and most well-respected builders, and if I told you his sales volume, you wouldn't believe me. On top of that, his wife Martha and her team are assisting people in both finding suitable properties to rent, as well as helping homeowners rent out their vacation rentals for healthy returns when not in use. On Wednesday, in episode 2, you heard from Sam Miller about real estate in Bogota, Colombia, and he revealed the what, where, and how much when buying local real estate in the different stratas. What Sam didn't even mention was that his company at Columbia International is the preferred agency by House Hunters International in Bogota, and to the best of my knowledge, has been on the show at least twice over the last few years. On Thursday, in episode 3, you heard from Brock Squire about real estate in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, and he shared his on-the-ground PV insights from living, investing, and running one of the top agencies in Puerto Vallarta over the last 30 years. Brock was much too modest when speaking about himself and team, but his La Costa Realty is part of the Coldwell Banker Previews International, which is one of the leaders in luxury real estate for over 80 years. Brock was one of the first insiders I recorded with a full 6 weeks before our launch, and I can remember getting off the call wondering, how can anyone top this? A friend of mine, Leif Simon from Live and Invest Overseas, who has a development on the Azuero Sunset Coast in Santiago, Panama called Los Islotes, and I have a similar medium when assessing new real estate professionals we come across. How long does it take you to listen to someone speak and know if they know anything about what they are talking about? I don't know about you, but within minutes of Mike, Sam, and Brock revealing what they know about their local markets, it was clear they are the real deal. I approach each call I have from a buyer's perspective and ask them each and every question I would personally ask a real estate professional in any market I was considering. I want to know such things as their personal and professional backgrounds, why they decided the location they are in, and some reasons that drove them there in the first place. Possibly some other countries they might have been considering previously, and get a feel for where they are coming from. Then, of course, I want to deep dive into their local on-the-ground insights from living, investing, and assisting others as well. I want to hear how I can buy, where my returns might come from, know specific examples of prices, and get their overall knowledge on the area. But that's just me. I would love to hear your thoughts and what you want to hear on each episode. Am I forgetting to ask critical questions you want to know? Are we covering too much in each episode and should take it down a notch? Is a 5-day-a-week podcast simply too much information to consume on a weekly basis? Sound off and let me know. Head on over to irelpodcast.com/week 1 and share your thoughts. Tune in next week as we hear from Mike Sager about Playas, Ecuador, Paul Juan about Cartagena, Colombia, and Joshua Cantor about Dominical, Costa Rica.
You have been listening to the IREL Podcast with Taylor White. Be sure to hit up IRELpodcast.com for more. That's IRELpodcast.com. Thanks for listening.